Previously on Survivor Waiparous. On the Banff tribe, spirits remain high, being undefeated in challenges and seemingly possessing a hidden immunity idol.
We need to use this as a team. Yes. 100%.
The Kootenai tribe broke their losing streak and avoided going to tribal council for the first time in the game.
How does it feel?
It feels good.
Yeah?
It feels good. It's an affirmation we've made the right choices.
Matt found an advantage to keep someone from participating in a challenge, but felt it wasn't enough to keep him safe. For the first time this season, the Yoho tribe was sent to tribal council. Timothy, Michaela, and Flo formed an alliance, and Mitchell double-crossed Eric, shattering the once strong early alliance by not playing the apparent immunity idol for him at their very first tribal council. 12 remain. Who will be voted out next?
Oh boy. You know, it feels pretty rough to have to portray Eric like that, but I think he will have the best opportunity in the Edge in order to come back. But it also is unfortunately a bit advantageous to put him there early so that give him as low of a possibility as possible of coming back. Unfortunately as well. It's hard. This game's hard.
Here I am at the new Edge of Belligerence. This also doubles as our tribal council, but because we didn't really want to leave fire unattended all day and we wanted to pretty the place up a little bit, Amanda and I have made our way out here and we're gonna do a little bit of work. So we're planning on digging out the fire pit, do a bunch of wood gathering around, pretty place up a bit, and it gives us something to do during the day while we sit here and drink. Because what is the Edge of Belligerence without alcohol and betrayal?
I was alone. Listening for the animals. I have a bear, but no one even saw it because I was on the edge by myself.
I'm really trying to figure out why Mitchell and Tim blindsided me when we had numbers. I'm super proud of Flo. Like, to go in to, like, obviously there's a boys alliance, to break that up and to even out the numbers, that's excellent. I think it's Flo. I don't know if it was Michaela. I think Michaela's just along for the ride. But super happy for her. She's definitely like a big threat. That's why I was hoping to get her out in that first vote. Obviously it didn't happen. I knew I was going to be voted off first because Mitchell and I had a little system. One clap would be Flo, 2 claps would be Michaela, whether it's like something you're laughing at or any way he could work it in, because him and Tim were tighter than Tim and I were. Never got any claps. You just kind of, so that's fine. It's a game and we're all friends.
We're here for the next challenge, the one right before we take a quick break for lunch. At this time, Yoho, I'd like you to send your teammate to the edge of extinction.
Yeah.
What? I'll be back and filthy.
Also, Banff, drop your buffs.
What?
Oh, we're gonna merge. Scramble, make a scramble.
Oh, they have good colors.
You can keep them.
Although I kind of like this. Oh.
Also, Mitchell, Robert, switch your buffs.
Oh man.
Take that handshake back.
Yeah.
Who and Robert?
Guys.
Original Robert.
What? Mitchell. Oh, I really like this color.
That's the one.
Oh yeah.
Good. Boy. Girl.
Boys, girl.
Oh no.
Where's
he wearing? I think he's wearing the
You have made it to a tribe swap. I need everyone to return your immunity idols to me now, please. Thank you. Thank you. In this puzzle gauntlet, you will be playing for reward. You will start by having each team try to toss all 5 of your beanbags onto the spike ball net. If it bounces off, it does not count. They have to stay there. Once all 5 of your beanbags are on the spike ball net, you will take a stack of 5 cups laid out behind you here. Inside of the cups, you'll find a strange contraption. It is 6 strings tied to an elastic band. You will use this elastic band and all 6 of your teammates to create a pyramid of 5 cups. You will have 3 people on one side of the table and 3 people on the other, and working together, you will have to pull the elastic band to grab and place your cups. After your pyramid is finished, you select one person from your tribe to run over and do a sliding puzzle. The first team to finish the sliding puzzle wins reward. You want to know what you're playing for?
Yeah.
Oh, you will be playing for a wonderful assortment of Halloween goodies.
Spooky.
I like the chair.
Just reward.
It's Amanda spot.
Okay, what's the deal with like? Is everyone allowed to play?
Teams will be joining me at Tribal Council tonight,
Oh.
where 2
interesting.
players will be eliminated from the game and sent to the edge. I will give you a couple of minutes to talk amongst yourselves and strategize. Survivor's ready! Go! That's 1 bag on for Kootenai. Both Kootenai and Yoho struggling to get bags onto the spike ball net. Both teams coming close, and yet both teams so far away. Close! That's a beanbag on for Kootenai. That's 2 for Kootenai, and 1. You can't toss them back, you gotta run them back, team. Close one for Yoho, but no success. And it lands, that's 2 for each team so far. Getting down to the final 3 bags for each team. Scrambling. Oh, and it just bounces off for Kootenai. A high loft, and it's good! 2 bags left for Kootenai. 1 bag left for Kootenai. And it's a near miss. Good toss, just wide. Kootenai scrambling to get their last bag onto the spike ball net. Yoho gets one right in the middle. Kootenai bounces off, so close. Yoho closing the distance, only 2 beanbags left. Rachel with the toss. Just off the net. Kootenai, you're good. Go, Kootenai, go, go, go. Yoho trying to get the last 2 beanbags onto the spike ball net. Just bouncing off, trying to throw them very directly. Kootenai, meanwhile, moving on to the pyramid stack. Only 1 beanbag left. Both are on. Get your pyramid. Get your pyramid. Go, go, go. You're on the same table. Yeah, 3 on each half, guys. There you go. Both teams carefully trying to arrange their pyramids. You have to hold your strings by the end of the rope. Kootenai making great progress so far. Okay, Kootenai doing good. Yoho rallying in this coordination aspect of the challenge. Yoho's good! Go to the puzzle! Go to the puzzle! Go, go, go! Kootenai falling behind, maybe taking too long. Kootenai's good! Go to the puzzle! Both teams now working on the slide puzzle aspect of the challenge. Moving furiously. Max throwing pieces everywhere, on top of each other, over each other. Hell yeah. Max scrambling the puzzle, looking for the answer. Cole moving quickly, assembling corners first. Both teams still shuffling their pieces around, looking for the pattern, looking for the complete picture. Both players working on the same puzzle. Moving quickly to get reward. Yoho blazed through the coordination aspect. Kootenai had a lead going into it. And here we are, both players edging closer to solving the puzzle and winning reward. Max moving quickly. Both teams seeming to struggle with this orientation of the puzzle. Max slowly finding the pattern and putting things into place.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the song.
He's beginning to piece together the puzzle. Moving quickly now. Quickly assembling the top half of the puzzle. Both teams basically neck and neck in the puzzle as they move ever closer to that reward. Delicious pre-Halloween treat on a cold summer's day. Cole moving quickly. Max slowing down a little bit after a quick burst of energy. Trying to find the pattern in the sliding puzzle. Cole edging ever closer to finishing the puzzle. Cole getting closer. Cole wins reward for Yoho. Congratulations. I will see both teams at Tribal Council. in 15 minutes.
I honestly have zero idea what the alliances are going to be. I feel like with ties, I feel like no ties are like pre-established. So the actual social interaction is going to decide a lot of it.
Team professional. We just did this like merge of teams. Oh, I gotta deal with height. Yeah, so now it's Tim, I, Michaela, and then Cole, Rachel and Robert.
Yeah.
And we're voting Rachel. So the three Yoho originals will stay together.
Yeah.
And try to maintain that through a merge. But we'll also graft in Robert and
Cole, hopefully, yeah.
ideally to that alliance later on. We do think that merge is happening soon, but we're voting Rachel.
Yeah, solid, yeah.
Schemey.
Super schemey.
There's a lot of talk about who's going to be voted out at this team challenge. There's a lot of finger pointing. And a suspicious lack of my name being brought up. It makes me suspicious. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to Kim and Michaela. But I'd like to see what they're thinking, because there's a lot of strong competition coming from Cole and Rachel and Flo. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, so we're about to go to tribal council. It sounds like the plan right now is to vote Rachel off. I'm in with Flo and with Tim. But honestly, I think I'm just kind of being carried through at this point. So it's going to turn on me at some point. I have almost no social game. I'm just kind of going along with whatever happens. And I think people see that. I'm hopefully banking on the fact that I'm not seen as too much of a threat right now. So yeah, it's getting schemy.
So you've just had the tribe swap, and I'm super nervous because I haven't heard my name at all, but I know that they're gunning for a threat. I know I'm one. I know Rachel's being talked about and thrown around, and I feel like that's a solid number, but I'm confused about where to go because I feel like Rachel could be really solid for me in the future. I think I'm gonna try and convince Kate to give me the idol back, and we're gonna see how it goes. But I'm super worried.
All right, so I've got a new colored buff on. I'm now part of Team Yoho, and we are going to tribal council. Unfortunately, it does seem like my name is in the running. Hopefully we can conjure a little trick up my sleeve to get out of there, but could be going home, guys.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to tribal council. In this game, fire represents life. While you have a flame, you're alive. When your fire is gone, when your fire is gone, so are you. Now, I believe, Yoho, you earned these in the last challenge. Yoho, once again, a new tribe, new people, new faces. What's it like going back after a victory and having to talk amongst yourselves and figure out your new plan?
About the same. Feeling less stressed by it. So you know.
Why are you less stressed, Tim?
Because I realize that avoiding it doesn't get it over.
What about you, Kootenai? How was it going back? Kootenai does not have a good record of wins to losses. How did it feel going back this time with a new group of people at your side?
I mean, it feels good to make it past a certain stage in the game, obviously. We were on the ropes a little bit. But it's a little scary. Obviously, only 2 old Kootenai in the tribe. In a tribe of 6. It's intimidating.
How does that feel, Kate, entering into a tribe where there's only 2 remaining members and you've been joined by a few members of your previous tribe? Was there a division in tribal talk after the reward challenge?
I mean, I feel like it probably would have been good if we had some division, but we all just hung out collectively.
So once you guys made it back after the challenge, you all just stuck together the whole time? Was that by force or by choice?
I think that if we had like thought it through, we probably wouldn't have done that. We all were chatting.
Yeah, and it's recognition of the situation. Like, the first person to split is like the first person to be talked about, maybe.
Yeah, I had to go to lunch man the whole day. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Didn't want to leave.
Definitely some pressure
be
to
worried.
not
Yeah.
be caught scheming.
So you're worried about schemes, and yet you created an environment where they wouldn't exist. Mitchell, you're also new to this tribe. What's it like entering into a tribe where people are so afraid of scheming that there's no option for it?
Yeah, no, it's very interesting, and especially being kind of like the odd one out where I don't have a prior allegiance with anybody here. But I mean, I'm hoping my decent track record of my performance in like the previous challenges will hopefully carry a bit through. But yeah, no, like keeping everybody together and talking. It's uncertain. It's a bit of a scramble. I'm not too sure how it's going to play out.
Speaking of prior performance, Cole, this is the second time that you have carried your team through a puzzle challenge. How does that feel?
Well, I think the first challenge, it was less so me and more so the time difference that Rachel gave us with the knots. This challenge was for reward, which is great, but ultimately we're always playing for immunity over anything else.
Indeed, there can only ever be one survivor at the end of this game. Rachel, do you feel like your team handled it well throughout the entire challenge, from start to finish, even though you lagged at the beginning?
Yeah, I think we did really well. What we lacked in perhaps athletic coordination in the throwing of the beanbag, we very quickly made up in our teamwork and our togetherness and how well we worked as a solid team. And I really hope that's something that we can continue with going forward. It's not always about just the strongest or the fastest or the smartest. It's about having a collective group of people who can work together well to out together your opponents.
Speaking of teamwork and out-togethering your opponents, Tim, what were things like on Yoho after you won? Were you all trapped in a singular circle for fear of any sort of collusion? Or was it more of an open environment for people to explore?
We were pretty good. We split up and had a decent discussion, I think, both ways. Reasonable chat. When it all got mixed up, the Yoho members that were still together were kind of all on the same page, so it wasn't too bad. So we were able to keep going.
And does that page fit well with your new tribe, whatever that may be?
I would say so. We'll see how it goes. It's just the very beginning of the new tribe.
Well, it's a good thing that you are all working together so hard at this point, whether it is by choice or from fear of what may happen should you leave the earshot of your fellow tribe members. Because as you know, Survivor is full of twists and turns, and this is one such occasion. You may vote for any player as a team tonight, not only on your tribe, but on the other tribe as well. So while you may have been talking and worrying about yourselves, perhaps it would have been a conversation worthy of having of who your threats were on the other tribe. Saphir, if you had to choose, who would your top threat be?
I think it depends on the challenge. So we have like a wide variety of skills here, and I think between these two teams, it's hard to pick a strongest person. Like we saw how well Cole did in figuring the puzzle out, especially the last 2x3. He knows how to do that. Rachel ties a great knot. Some people are the fastest, some people are the strongest, some people can hold on to things the longest. So I think it depends. But I don't know, we'll see.
And we certainly will. Which means it's time for us to cast some votes. Which we have another addition that we need to bring in for. The first vote cast at this tribal council will not come from one of your teams. It'll be a choice made by someone who was sent to the Edge of Intoxication early on in this event. And she can cast a vote for whomever she pleases. No, you do not. Amanda, please go write your vote. After which, Yoho, you will cast your votes one at a time, and then Kootenai, you will cast your votes one at a time. If anyone has an advantage or disadvantage that is required to be played before votes are cast, now would be the time. All right, we're going to proceed with the casting of the votes then. All right, it's time for me to go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol, advantage or disadvantage,
Would now be the time to play it?
well, now would be the time.
Who am I playing?
What the fuck?
That's up to you, isn't it?
What's your scan of the deck?
Plans for Rachel.
This is a hidden immunity idol. All votes cast against Rachel will not be counted.
I appreciate you.
First vote, Mitch. 1 vote, Mitch. Second vote, Mitch. That's 2 votes, Mitch. Third vote, Cole. That's 2 votes, Mitch. 1 vote, Cole. Fourth vote, Cole. That's 2 votes, Mitch. 2 votes, Cole. Fifth vote, Matt. That's 2 votes, Mitch. 2 votes, Cole. 1 vote, Matt. Sixth vote, Max. That is 2 votes, Mitch. 2 votes, Cole. 1 vote, Matt. 1 vote, Max. Seventh vote, Max. That is 2 votes, Mitch. 2 votes, Cole. 1 vote, Matt. 2 votes, Max. Eighth vote, Mitch. That is 3 votes, Mitch. 2 votes, Cole. 2 votes, Max. 1 vote, Matt. Max. That is 3 votes, Mitchell. 3 votes, Max. 2 votes, Cole. 1 vote, Matt. Mitch. That is 4 votes, Mitch. 3 votes, Max. 2 votes, Cole. 1 vote, Matt. Max. That is 4 votes, Mitch. 4 votes, Max. 2 votes, Cole. 1 vote, Matt. That's okay. The 4th and 5th person voted out of Survivor Waiparous, Max and Mitch. A crazy turn of events. A hidden immunity idol played, and 2 players removed from the game and sent to a drunken abyss. Hey, Travis Stoker. What the fuck? Mitch. Travis Stoker.
Tribal council. Ash got sewered, and Mitch got sewered by his own team. Cole played in the idol for Rachel, which is, you know, an interesting development. Big games. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So, unfortunately, off that last tribal council, the third eye does not see all. We had the bad read. So the read, to explain to everyone what happened was I was convinced that the other tribe had tried the same strategy where they would get everyone to vote one person. We all voted Max. And Kate mouthed the words or the name Rachel to me, so I assumed I should play the idol for her. What I was hoping for was a 6-5-1 split where Rachel, all of the 6 votes on Rachel get canceled out. There's 5 votes on Max, there's 1 vote on Matt, and then whatever vote Amanda put on. But it didn't quite work out that way. I seem to have not lost much trust with my initial tribe because I did tell them right away what was going on.
All right, so we had my first tribal council. Believe it or not, I survived. I didn't even get any votes for it, but how we saw it playing out, there's either 2 options. We were gonna have to vote out one of our own players or a player from the other team. And basically both teams went to tribal council and the player with the 2 most votes left. And we kind of played it that we weren't gonna vote any of us out, so we all voted for Max. He got left, but then figured that the other team would then try to vote one of our strongest players out. Fortunately, that's not how it worked, but we did play the immunity idol, or Cole played it for me, because Team Banff. Yeah, so that got played, but no votes were cast against me, and fortunately, all new Team Yoho, we made it through and we're ready to take on the world. It's a lot, yeah, pretty spooky.
It seems like the other tribe really didn't know what they were doing. We planned it out quite well beforehand. Honestly, I'm getting kind of suspicious with how safe I've felt so far. I feel like I haven't been seen as a threat so far. I'm probably not seen as a threat now, but I think my lack of social game is going to start to catch up to me. I'm very much just kind of following along with what everybody else is doing, and people are starting to, or have been noticing that, probably. Yeah, I think I've slipped up a couple times and said some things that I probably shouldn't have.
Fucking best case scenario. Oh shit, man. Okay, so Max is out. Bless. Our team all voted in the way that we needed to. We have complete unity. The other team's a fucking mess. They had no idea what was going on. There were so many votes being thrown all over the place. But ultimately, Max is out, Mitch is out. Therefore, tying off all our loose ends. So there can't be any more leaked information from our end, especially given how, I guess how tight, and seemingly tight, that Tim, Michaela, and I are working together. Yeah, anyways, best case scenario. I'm hoping that we're able to continue. We just have to pick off the rest of the other team with the moved effort right now of all of us kind of working together, because yeah, everyone's like, our team is solid with another relationship, at least to another individual. So because of that, there haven't been any backstabs. I don't think that'll happen. We're just gonna aim to just continue to pick off.
All right. What did everybody think of that tribal council?
Freaking spicy.
Yeah? Especially for your team there, Kootenai.
Yes.
Speaking of which, it seems the teams are a little bit imbalanced, so for this next challenge, Yoho, you're going to have 2 people sit out.
Do we know what it is first?
You will in a moment. This next challenge is simple, straightforward, a classic of any playground. You'll be doing a relay race. There are 3 aspects of the relay race. Everybody on your team must sprint back and forth between the 2 pylons one at a time. Then you must assign a single person to act as a carrier and wheelbarrow people back and forth between the 2 hula hoops. And then finally, every member of your tribe must crab walk there, and back. The first
Can we get a
team.
demo of a crab walk?
Pardon? I'll show you the crab walk. The first team to get all 4 of their teammates there and back for all 3 legs of the relay race wins immunity. All right. About there is a good place to start. Kootenai, you ready? Yeah. Yoho, you ready?
Yeah.
Woo! Go.
Let's go, Rachel. Let's go.
Rachel speedily crab walking to the hula hoop. Kate going for the wrong hula hoop. Rachel already on her way back. A look of determination on her face. Crushing the crab walk. Ready to go. Strong. Come on. We're gonna high five or something. Hey, Rachel's back. Go, good. Tim, speedily making his way towards the line. Oh, Matt! Take it off! He's all over the place. Matt! Austin! Matt, you got it! Close it up!
Your shirt! Stop the shirt! Keep going! Now you're almost there, almost halfway!
Spears made it! He's on his way back! Rotating around! This is not an easy process to win. Yoho has a slim advantage.
Let's go!
Yoho's in! Robert is off, moving quickly. Ferocity in his eyes. John's off. Quick pace. Still half the distance behind. Robert already on his way back to the relay race. Sean also on his way back, making up. Small fall for Sean. Robert's almost back. You're good, Yoho, good. Wheelbarrow on the go.
Tell me to go faster or slower.
You're perfect.
It is a close race between Kootenai and Yoho now, as they're almost neck and neck. It's made it around. Yoho on their way back. Kootenai on their way back. This is a tight race. They're both moving quickly. Kootenai gaining some ground. Down! Kootenai down! Kootenai's made it, go! Saphir and Matt taking off big strides from Saphir. Michaela making good time with Tim. Kootenai slowing down. They've made it. Yoho on their way. Kootenai on their way back. Only one left for Yoho, and then it's a dead sprint for the win. Only one left for Kootenai. A quick pace from Robert, and a quick pace from Sean, both moving as quickly as they can along the wheelbarrow portion. Tim and Robert. I was looking tired.
Almost there.
Keep moving quickly, one at a time. Go, Yoho, go! Go, Kootenai, go! Run! Yoho almost half a length advantage. Into Michaela. Michaela's running for Yoho. Saphir's running for Kootenai. Go! Robert's on for Yoho. It's almost a full person advantage for Yoho this time. Kootenai taking off as quickly as they can. Kim freezing through his last section. One whole person ahead. And Yoho wins tribal immunity. Kootenai falling just short. I will see all of you at Tribal Council in 15 minutes.
I think Survivor's all about identifying people you can trust, and sticking with them. Because that's how you make it to the top 5, top 3, is you gotta play the social game and you gotta have people you can trust.
So I'm kind of on the outside looking in, I'm worried about getting an early exit. I'm worried about competing too hard and looking like a threat and then being sent off because of it.
I don't know if you guys know this about me, but when I get drunk, I get broy. Also, when I'm excited about anything, I get broy, and I feel like this is my time to be peak broy.
Wait, are these skeets? I've never seen a skeet before. I like that. I was gonna hang my hammock on that platform and I did not realize it was that high. Yeah, not this way, that's for sure.
What's in the burlap sack?
Bad luck. Rachel found the ring. And now her, Michaela, Cole, and myself know of it. Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. They don't want to share it with Robert and Tim. But kind of wish it was the other way around, but it's okay. It's not that I have anything against Rachel. So I think that we might have more. Actually, I don't know. Regardless, I think we're just staying strong with our alliance with our team, and then we'll come to that bridge we need to.
Played an idol for Rachel, so that hopefully buys a lot of trust with her because she just found another one, which is pretty sick. We think it's the same one that got rehidden, but we're not sure. Could mean that there's another idol in Yoho camp, which we'll have to keep an eye out on.
I saw something out here, and I want to make sure I get it. So, here I am, out here in the woods, grabbing this, and going out.
Back at the Edge of Belligerence, it is myself, Amanda, Max, and Mitchell. And I mentioned this earlier, but Mitchell had that immunity idol, and we've agreed that having it for whoever runs the gauntlet and gets back into the game isn't necessarily worth it, especially if Matt gets voted off. And he's kind of alone right now, we think. So him getting voted off is pretty likely. He's pretty likely to get back in through the gauntlet, so it's in all of our best interest to give him the immunity idol through production to keep him into the game so that we all have a much better chance.
Not only a better chance of surviving the Edge of Belligerence, but if one of us four should make it and he makes it to the jury with our immunity idol, it secures a vote for us.
So thank you, Mitchell, for listening to the idea, and one of us are going back.
So, Kootenai Tribe, Matt, once again, back at Tribal Council. How does that feel?
Oh, it sucks. It's, I mean, every challenge has been super hard fought, and I don't know what to say. It's just been unlucky. I don't think it's any one person's fault, the fact that we're here again, but here we are.
That's been a story of the Kootenai Tribe ever since the first night's tribal, not really trying to point fingers and lay blame. Sean, was that the case when everyone was talking? Or were there divisions between individuals as conversations began to spark between everybody?
I can definitely agree with Matt, that at least in the case of the challenges, there honestly is no person to blame. We all went out there, we all tried hard, we all put in the heart, and we were this close to winning, and it's more of a fluke that we didn't win than someone's fault.
Okay. So you think you all brought your strengths to the challenge there with you. Kate, the challenge was so close. What was it like for you? This is your first time actually making your way over here on a loss versus a win. What was it like losing a challenge?
I mean, it was shitty. I feel like, yeah, at least it wasn't like a single person let the team down. I feel like that would be really hard. like I really do think we all showed up pretty well, and none of us are unathletic. I think it went as well as we could have hoped.
Fear. You had one of the harder, all of you participated in some of the harder parts of the challenge, but you could see the grit on your face as you were pushing through those last few meters of the wheelbarrow challenge. What was the hardest part of the challenge for you?
Definitely the last little bit of every race. Like, you slow down, but you never want to let the team down, so you just gotta give it your all and just push your limit. And the nice thing about that challenge is, you know, you got to show what you can provide to the team through endurance, blood, and just giving her. So.
Yeah, but in the case of Kootenay, endurance, blood, and giving her hasn't really been the bond to seal the home. Most of the people voted off the tribe have been strong competitors. So what social elements are you bringing to the game, Sean? Especially a new arrival to this tribe, you've seen what happens to people on Kootenay. Even if they perform well, they're gone. Max, Mitch, recently voted off in the last tribal council. What's your fear, even though you all performed well?
I think it's not so much a fear as a mentality, where I think the way to play this game, the way to win this game, is to be strategic and to think long term. So you can't necessarily make decisions based off of who's going to be the best in the challenge, in the next challenge, and the challenge after that. You have to think even further ahead to say, okay, how can we work together to actually have a chance to win this game? And I think that's the mindset you need to bring into this.
Matt, was that the mindset you brought into the conversations after the challenge? Was it another situation where you were all huddled together, no one really left for fear of spreading disinformation or getting left out?
I had a conversation with Saphir, but we kind of just came to the conclusion that we do need to put an end to Banff before they just walk into the final five, because they will. They've been strong. They haven't faced a tribal council where they've lost. You know, everyone's happy over there. I'm sure everyone's strong. Everyone's feeling good. So, to me, that is the biggest threat in the game. Not just one person, but the unit of five moving forward. And I think it's upon all of us to put an end to that, so it's not an easy game for them, which it very well could be.
So there's fears, to what Sean said, about the late game repercussions for not performing well in these challenges. How does that carry over to the social elements for you, Saphir, knowing that there is a formidable force out there who are vying for the top spots in the game, and yet it seems that no matter what you do, Kootenay ends up back here at Tribal Council?
Yeah, that makes sense. I do feel like, yeah, it's worth keeping an eye on who the strong players of the game are. I think that I didn't really come to the conclusion that Banff needs to be stopped. I came to the conclusion, and I've always had the conclusion, that there are alliances within the game that will lead to a specific Final 5 or Final 6 or Final 7 or however many they're going to be, and they might be based on the initial tribe split-ups, but everything needs to be put into account when choosing those Final 5, Final 6, Final 7 members, or whoever you want to be put into an alliance with. Personally, I don't think that Banff as a 5 right now is the thing to worry about for me, at least, to getting in the top 5.
It's true you talked about alliances apart from the tribes, maybe extending past those boundaries. Kate, you have to be thinking in the back of your head the merge is coming up. If you make it to the merge, do you think your chances get better or worse?
I don't know about my chances. I think that, I've been surprised at the social game. I think of it has been pretty reasonable. I guess. I'm a little worried about what the individual challenges are going to look like. But I don't think I'm strong enough to be a winner. We'll see. I think it comes down to how I play out, how idols play out, and what kind of.
Well, you're right. You will see how it all plays out, and now is the time to do so. Matt, go ahead and write down your vote.
Also, I have a little confession to make. I didn't have time to put it down, but I did find an immunity idol.
I gotta do it. It was a hard choice. I don't know, it was my only choice. I don't know.
That's right. The Banff tribe is a threat.
This is always a sad hello. Friends are always to be treasured. I love them. But I'm sorry. Just like I loved Mitch.
Alright. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol, or advantage, or disadvantage, that would be the time to play. Alright, I'll read the vote. First vote. Sean. Second vote. Matt. One vote Sean. One vote Matt. Third vote. Sean. That is 2 votes Sean. 1 vote Matt. Sixth person voted out of Survivor Waiparous. Sean. Sean, your tribe's first. Alright. You guys can extinguish your torches and walk back to camp together. At the beginning of the next challenge, we will announce that Sean will be joining the Edge.
Next time on Survivor Waiparous, the former Banff players grapple with their decision to vote out Sean.
That was a bit of a rough one. Sean's been in it since day one. He's been part of the Banff tribe.
And both tribes are ready for a merge.
But hopefully that puts us to merge. Which is really, that was, you know, my only goal is to make it a merge. So